Raise your hand if you're married. None of you are married. Raise your hand if you would like to be married to your baby's father. One.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down because I think I can make it as a single parent.
But don't you think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really. I didn't have a father. My father wasn't in the home, so, you know, it really, male figures are not substantially important in the family.
The black man in America is the only male on earth, including every continent, who is disrespected by the women in his nation.
That's true.
This situation does not exist anyplace else among the billions of people inhabiting our planet except here in America.
That's right.
The other black men, the yellow men, the red men, the brown men, and the white men are all honored and respected by their respective nations. All other women recognize and accept that the man is the authority, the ruler, and the leader. Only here in the United States, in the black nation, scattered throughout the United States, is the black man neglected. That's pretty powerful. Basically, it's your premise that the black woman is out of sync with the natural order of things. Can you explain that?
Well, it's a very sensitive subject, and certainly I believe that I have tried to approach it from a very sensitive angle. What I have actually said is that the black woman's disrespect and rebellion against the leadership and the authority of the black man is a direct cause of the breakdown in the black family structure. It's not an attack on us as black women. It's just saying that in the breakdown of any relationship, both parties have to take responsibility.
Absolutely. Yo, listen, the amount of times that I'm in dating relationships with different women, and listen, they just want to just complain about the problem. So when we talk about accountability, the consequences for that is the solution. If men in general are not accountable, they will not be successful. If women in general are not accountable, they can still be the wife to a CEO. Modern women hate accountability so much that they cheered when Kevin Samuels passed away. That's how much that they hate accountability.
Black men, we are losing, and we don't have to be losing. And in order to overcome the loss, in order to flip this and go back to the throne of the black man is not a physical thing. The throne of the black man is not a chair laced with gold. The throne of a black man is not inside of some palace. The throne of the black man is when you can sit at the seat of your community and say, my women don't have to go to another man for anything. My children don't have to go to another man for anything. My elders don't have to go to another man for anything.
But what happens to when the woman tell you, I don't need a man, Steve?
Well, they need to, what? Okay, if you don't, how that's working? Who don't need no man?
I'm independent. I can do for myself.
Yeah, but what do you want to? Yeah, okay, you can drop a transmission. You can sandblast your house. But hell, do you want to?
No.
If somebody could get out there and drop this transmission for you and sandblast your house, why don't you go get your nails done? I'm not trying to reduce a woman to nothing else. Be all you can be. But damn, who don't need a man? That's a lie.
Do black people truly understand just how bad we're being socially engineered? And, you know, the last thing I'll say about this is there's a popular song on the radio that's being played right now. It's called Girls is Players Too. And somebody enlighten me. What's the point of making that song? What's the point in making a song that basically tries to empower women to be hoes, to have a whole bunch of dudes, and to basically move like a man? I'm gonna tell you right now, ladies, that does not increase your value. Talking about how many men you got, talking about you a pimp, you a player too. So I'll ask the question again. Do we truly understand how bad we're being socially engineered? The next thing I want to talk about, has black love become demonic? And the reason why I say that is because most of us grew up in church, right? Our grandma, our aunties, our moms, they drug us to church on Sunday morning, whether we wanted to go or not. Everybody was singing in church, waving our paper fans, singing and screaming, staying in church for 3, 4, 5 hours. Because you know black church, it don't never end. But my question is, why when it comes to relationships, why do we not act like religious people? If you look at how we operate in relationships as a community, our gender roles are upside down. We got women who are trying to run relationships. And if you look at what we were taught in church, the man is supposed to follow God, his wife is supposed to follow the man, and the children are supposed to follow the parents. Where's that structure? Where's that hierarchy in the black community? So we can go to church our whole life, but when it comes to relationship, we just doing what we want to do. Babies out of wedlock. That's another thing. The black people, we have the most babies out of wedlock. We just out here screwing around, smashing and dashing, having babies before marriage. I was a victim of it too. Everything that we're doing in our relationships, in our culture, it goes against what we learned in church. It goes against God. It goes against the scripture. Abortions. Think about this for a second. When you think about abortions, what are we really fighting for? When you peel back the layers on abortions, what are we really fighting for? We're fighting for the right to continue to kill babies? Now, I understand there should be exceptions to the rule when it comes to abortions. If a woman is sexually abused, if a woman has medical issues, or maybe if a woman is extremely young and it just makes zero sense for her to have a baby. Maybe she's 15, 16 years old. There's always going to be exceptions to the rule. And I believe that abortion should be available for those types of dire situations. However, we're in a culture now where people are using abortions as a form of birth control. We can't be having abortions just because you got too drunk on your birthday night and you slept with a dude unprotected. 4 or 5 weeks later, you find out you're pregnant and you run into the clinic. That doesn't justify abortions. So again, has black love become demonic? Another thing, this independent ideology, that goes completely against everything we've learned in church. God wants men and women to be together. He created man and woman to complement one another, not to live alone. So this whole strong and independent movement, which I like to call selfish and independent, it goes against everything we learn in church. And then also, feminism. Feminism has gotten out of control in the black community. And there's a couple reasons why that's the case. So a lot of people don't understand feminism was actually created and started by white women. It was white women who wanted to get away from the power of the white man. It was white women who wanted to get liberation from their men because white men had all the power. And what happened is the white women drug black women into that liberation movement, even though black women never needed liberation from their men. Black men were never in the position to oppress black women. And so, but as a result, what's happened is feminism in the black community has spiraled out of control. And the reason why it's spiraled out of control is because the black man over time has been weakened. The black man has been weakened through social engineering. The black man has been weakened by mass incarceration, underemployment, murder, lynching, you name it. So since the black man has been weakened, the feminism in the black community has gotten out of control. And that's why our women think they can just talk any way they want to talk. That's why our black women think they can disrespect their men. That's why they feel like they don't need a man. So feminism in the black community has never been checked. It's never been checked, and it's getting out of control. And again, feminism, this upside down approach that we've got in the black community, that goes against everything we learn in church. So again, I'll ask the question, has black love become demonic? Because everything we're doing in our relationships is upside down.
Look at all the lights that shine so bright, and you and I were meant to fly like planes up in the sky. The sun is yours and the moon is mine, and I'll fill up my cup and drink this moment like it's wine. Yeah.
What up, though? What's going on, everybody? My name is Ray Whitlock, and welcome to another episode of Views and Poetry. On my show, I keep it 100, I keep it real, and I'm gonna give you my honest thoughts and opinions using the beautiful art form of poetry and spoken word. Today, we'll continue the conversation on the controversial topic of black love. And with the new challenges we face in today's dating market, the rise of the hookup culture, and the toxic environment in which we continue to perpetuate today, are things ever going to get better between black men and black women? Or are things going to continue to only get worse? Everybody sit back. You better buckle up tight, because there's going to be some turbulence on this flight. Let's go.
Take me back to home. I can't believe it all. Oh God, I can do this now. But you tried that.
Any race of people who really want to win understands the importance of being led by strong men. Any race of people who really want to win wouldn't tell their women to be independent and do it without men. Any race of people who really want to win wouldn't try and diminish the importance of a father turning boys to men. How is it that a race of people can be so religious and claim to follow God's plan, but we raise our women to disrespect the authority of a man? How is it that a race of people can derive from the motherland, but lack the traditional hierarchy values of every other land? Black men, we supposed to be kings. So we need to be putting ourselves in a position to be kings. And we need to be prepared for the responsibility that brings. Part of that responsibility is making sure the next generation of young men become kings. No group of women is going to submit to a group of men unless they moving like kings. Black women, you supposed to be a queen, but you got a reputation for being masculine and mean. We need our women to embrace their femininity and move like a queen. This female rap music got you thinking that staying single makes you a queen. But that kind of lifestyle only makes sense in your early 20s and your late teens. And real queens have a king. Most of these female rappers got a king at home, so they've been passing you a smoke screen. And a friendly smile shouldn't be too much to ask for when you see a black man walking on the scene. How can the black community build Wakanda when most of our women only concern themselves with Wanda? And how can the black community build Wakanda when most of our men only concern themselves with slanging they anaconda? A lot of our women nag they men and carry this boss chick persona. But that kind of attitude and unrealistic expectation can drive a man away like a Honda. And ladies, you got to stop getting in your man's face like you can whoop his ass, because this ain't the UFC and your first name ain't Ronda. So let's keep it ladylike. Y'all been getting a little too rowdy, and that's a dangerous game to play unless your last name is Rousey. R&B singer Sierra got a whole husband at home, but if she keep making songs about being independent, she gonna have a whole ex-husband at home. And I think it's disrespectful to wear see-through outfits when you got a whole husband at home. What kind of example are we setting for young ladies at home? That a woman can do whatever she wants and that she can do no wrong? But see, that's part of the problem. We've been telling our women they can do no wrong. So when they do receive constructive criticism from a man, they looking at him like he in the wrong. And that's not right at all, that's wrong. We should be able to hold our women accountable so they understand what they doing wrong. Black men get held accountable 24/7, 365 all year long. And we still hearing about how Ime Udoka did Nia Long wrong. But how dare we criticize Ayesha Curry when she was handling Steph Curry wrong? Because telling the world you want outside male attention is a bit strong. And we know that if Steph says the same thing, he would be dead wrong. You see, we tend to change our tune based on which gender is singing the song. But I thought we were supposed to be fighting for equality. Accountability is supposed to come along with equality. So if we can't hold our women accountable, should we really be talking about equality? It sounds like some of our women want the benefits of equality, but not everything that comes along with equality. As for black men, we need to be more competitive in the world. We super competitive in the sports world. We can team up and work together great in the basketball world. So let's keep that same energy in the business world. We quick to get gangster with each other in the gang world, but we need to keep that same energy when our young black girls fall victim to sex trafficking at the highest rates in the world. Believe it or not, all of these factors affect the respect you get from your black girl, because it's a king's responsibility to build a better black world. Who taught black couples that a relationship had to be a power struggle? Who taught our women to be so rebellious and to challenge her man on every decision and always have a rebuttal? And ladies, dealing with your attitude can be a struggle. Why does every conversation have to be tough and feel like a tussle? And why would you go snooping around looking for trouble? Y'all really be digging for dirt like you got a shovel. If you control your mouth and lose the attitude, maybe we can pick up the pieces to the puzzle. Because ladies, I hate to burst your bubble, but some of y'all act like y'all need a muzzle. And let me say this right out the gate. My message does not come from a place of hate. My message is coming from a place of what it's going to take for us to be great. And reestablishing strong traditional family values can no longer be up for debate. We let them other people put their hooks in our family structure and we took the bait. Now we can't even get along with our God-given mate. And nowadays, fixing your man a plate is becoming a rare trait. It's looking like a mission well accomplished for the other race of people who love to hate, because black love is in a weakened state. We can't even cohabitate with our own mate. Now everybody got their own real estate. The government wants everybody to have their own real estate. Now they collect double on property taxes because everybody got their own real estate. Everybody live as single and carry their own weight. And that's exactly why we remain in last place compared to every other race. We ain't even having babies no more. Look at the birth rates. We stuck in the mud. We in a hurt place. Meanwhile, these other races got enough sense to work together and share a space. They running a different race. They playing for first place. Black men, I want to see you pick up a trade. So when the corporate jobs start throwing shade, you can still get paid. You need to understand that your financial aid determines when families get made. And the statistics show that more black families need to get made. And right now, we're not making the grade. We just producing a whole bunch of babies out of wedlock. We not marrying Nikki, but we damn sure can make a bed rock. So ladies, if he ain't a provider, he don't deserve to be playing around in your bread box. Absentee fathers been putting the black community in a headlock. Now the gender roles getting twisted up like a dreadlock. Black women, go and ask your grandmother how to treat a man, because that seems to be the last generation of women who knew how to treat a man. Black men, go and ask your grandfather how to treat women, because that seems to be the last generation of men who knew how to treat women. That was the last generation of black love between black men and black women. There's an old saying that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But we tried to fix something that wasn't really broke. Now we got to go back and fix it. The truth is, it was the white woman who wanted liberation from her man. But the difference is the black woman never needed liberation from her man, because the black man was never in the position to make the black woman need liberation from her man. And shout out to Sister Shorazat Ali. She used to spit some of the same facts on stage like Talib Kweli. But when she tried to hold black women accountable, they tried to knock her head off like Muhammad Ali. But the truth hurts and it also stings like a bee. But it can also set you free. Black love will never be free unless both sides take accountability. We need to get off this independent thinking that it's all about me and get back to building communities. It's supposed to be all about we. Black love getting salty like the ocean sea. So we got to ride a new wave if we really want to be free. Changing our mindset is the key, because the beef we've been cooking just making us divorce decrees. American culture got us infected with a divorce disease. Now we got the passport bros catching flights overseas just to find a woman worthy enough to get back on their knees. Right now we in a relationship freeze. This new way of living is costing us dearly and we paying the fees. Everybody want to wear the pants, but don't nobody want to wear the capris. Everybody got their own house. Everybody got their own keys. We don't know how to work together no more. That's putting the black people in a tighter financial freeze. We could be setting ourselves up for early retirement and shooting the breeze. But the media put out the superwoman trap and our women took the cheese. The real solution is God, but our culture is becoming demonic. And the hookup culture is chronic. And I think it's ironic that we fight for abortion when the black population is declining like we platonic. Instead of protecting each other, we really taking shots like a gin and tonic. Once we get back to practicing God's ordained authority structure, we become bionic. Ladies, understand that when you disrespect your man, you disrespect God's plan. Because your man was made in the image of God and you're supposed to be the helping hand. But far too many of our women want to be the man. And far too many of our men aren't being raised like the man. At the end of the day, everything we want in life comes with a price. Are you willing to pay? Are we ready to stop breaking up our families? Are you ready to stay? Do you realize they broke us away and that keeping you single is a way to keep us at bay? All in all, both men and women have a natural desire to attract love. The question is, are we ready to put the work in to bring back black love? If we are, we can once again rise above and bring back the powerful union of black love.